Hello, my friends. Alyssa Marino here, and I just want to welcome you to Women's Wrestling Army's Hidden Gems, where we're taking you through some exclusives as well as never-before-seen matches here at WWA. And in our first Hidden Gem, from our Journey Begins taping, the fearless Christina Marie takes on the former Queen Bee, Brooke Valentine, in a hard-hitting matchup.
Thank you one and all for joining us for this Women's Wrestling Army YouTube exclusive match. An exclusive look at WWA, The Journey Begins. And here we see the Queen Bee, Brooke V, making her way into competition.
This match is number one following 15-minute time limit. Features first wrestling out of Des Moines, Iowa, Queen Bee.
The Queen Bee, based out of South Des Moines for the longest time, recently relocated to Baltimore. This will be her first time competing, actually returning from a knee injury. She was out for 4 months, and this is her first time competing as an East Coast resident, looking to cement her way and cement her status here in Women's Wrestling Army. And her opponent is an absolute powerhouse. We talk about the courage, the determination, the strength of Christina Marie. Impressive stats that we will get to. Certainly nothing to sneeze at from this competitor.
Her opponent, competing out of Albany, New York, Christina Marie.
Christina Marie, someone who is an elite powerlifter but has agility like that. An absolute dangerous competitor who can squat 380 pounds and has a 60 kilogram, 132 pound elite powerlifter.
She's going to need every bit of that strength, though, against Queen Bee, because Christina Marie is giving up a lot of size to Queen Bee, and it'll be interesting to see how Queen Bee is going to move inside the ring, though, against a quick competitor like Christina Marie after the knee injury. Christina Marie not looking like she's lacking any confidence here, nor is Queen Bee as she towers over.
She's a powerlifter. Look at how strong she looks.
Wow, face wash from Queen Bee, taking jabs at Christina Marie's status as a powerlifter. Christina Marie had just about enough of that.
Christina Marie says she lives for danger.
Stepping in the ring with a competitor like Queen Bee is certainly a dangerous endeavor.
For sure, but, you know, you can't take anything away from how much mental toughness and strength it takes, not just to be physically strong as a powerlifter, but the mental aspect of that game is something that I think is overlooked by a lot of people. It's very much a mind over matter as much as it is of being able to lift heavy weight. You're competing against yourself and the weight. And Christina Marie has shown the ability to get the job done. And hoisting up Queen Bee with ease right there. And there was that 380-pound squat on display, hoisting Queen Bee up with the greatest of ease.
Driving that knee into the jaw of Queen Bee for good measure. Now looking for that kick, but a shot to the hamstring from Queen Bee.
Yeah, Christina Marie was looking for that penalty kick off the apron, but now finds herself in a very precarious situation, dropped face first on the apron. Nothing but steel and wood on the outside of the ring frame.
Absolutely unforgiving. Such a dangerous place to find yourself as Christina Marie now getting her wits about her.
Do a backflip.
Jeez. Nothing like crushing the spine of your opponent and then telling her to do a backflip.
Trying to crush her soul at the same time.
Got that right.
Now just driving the boot right on the back of the neck. And that's just looking to assert dominance. That's not looking to beat Christina Marie. That's not looking to pick up the win. That is just showing Christina Marie who's boss. And right now it is Queen Bee in control.
can this play into the mental game of Christina Marie? This is someone who fears nothing, doesn't fear a tougher competitor and keeps kicking in this match.
Queen Bee says, you better fear me or I'm going to do some more of that. One hand around the throat, and now into the ropes with momentum. Oh, drops the leg.
Oh my gosh, that has to be it.
And a big smile on her face for a near fall.
Come on, show your pretty face, huh?
Brooke V, Queen Bee, now wrenching back on the neck of Christina Marie. Handful of hair for good measure.
And again, just trying to embarrass and punish Christina Marie, yelling into her ear, show the camera your pretty face, while she's choking her on the ropes.
Just the look of ire in the eyes of Queen Bee.
Just disdain.
Yeah.
For not just her opponent, the referee, the fans, everyone.
How dare you try and reprimand me and make this a fair fight? Big forearm blow and a backhand chop.
Christina Marie gasping for air in the corner. Pain just etched on her face.
Christina Marie in a world of pain.
Oh,
But the windup of Christina Marie able to evade, now releasing some chops of her own.
a flurry in the corner, now into the ropes.
Oh, my heavens.
A Vader-like clothesline off the ropes and a near fall.
But Christina Marie keeps kicking. It's absolutely astounding the amount of determination and drive as once again Christina Marie is getting wrenched. Arm was coming out of its socket at the hands of Queen Bee.
Christina Marie told you before the show, I'm not deterred by danger or pain. I am brave. And it's going to take every bit of that bravery to come back and pick up the win here as Queen Bee. Another cover, hooks the legs, and another kick out.
You got to wonder if the repeated kickouts from Christina Marie are making Queen Bee even more frustrated, even more angry.
It could, but the flip side of that too is every time Queen Bee covers Christina Marie, Christina has to kick all of that weight off of her body, and it takes something out of you, but a nice drop kick there. Connects and has the big woman rocked.
Now, Christina Marie up on the shoulders, gets Queen Bee, but Queen Bee now just clobbering, beating down Christina Marie once more. These glimmers of hope that we are seeing for the courageous Christina Marie.
Oh, 1 foot across the chest, cocky cover and a 2 count.
Cocky cover that Christina Marie was able to mush out of the way.
Oh,
You don't like that?
But more boots from Queen Bee.
You don't like that? What are you gonna do about it?
Oh, come on.
You ain't gonna do nothing.
head games. Oh, foot right on the throat.
Jeez. You see shoving Christina Marie's head almost all the way underneath the bottom turnbuckle.
And credit to Queen Bee, asserting herself physically, being dominant here. And that's what you need to do in this YouTube exclusive, trying to make a name for yourself in a quick roll-up.
Christina Marie! Not enough to put away Queen Bee. Now, Queen Bee looking for that sidewalk slam. Plants Christina Marie once more. The cover for Queen Bee to end it all. No! Then Queen Bee broke a nail. I'm sure that's going to make her even more frustrated in this matchup against Christina Marie.
I mean, we've all been there.
You're telling me. But now Christina Marie getting some kicks up to the midsection. But
And again,
Queen Bee,
taking the oxygen, punishing her opponent in the corner. Queen Bee
absolutely
showing a mean streak.
crushing the chest cavity of Christina Marie. Just trying to stomp a hole through Christina Marie is Queen Bee.
Queen Bee is showing she's going to be a lot. Oh, cannonball in the corner. This woman is going to be a lot for folks in the locker room here at WWA to handle. Cover.
Not enough. But again, more and more tension mounting for Queen Bee, who now is hanging up Christina Marie on the ropes, wrenching back, driving her knee between the shoulder blades. Absolute agony written on the face of Christina Marie. dragging Christina Marie to the center of the ring.
Grapevine in the legs, and now traps the head, more punishment.
Absolutely devastating the spine, wrenching back on the neck.
And also gives Queen Bee a chance to kind of maybe recuperate herself a little bit here. Take a minute to catch your breath while still punishing your opponent at the same time. And now just a vicious side headlock.
Really wrenching it in, but Christina Marie fighting from underneath, trying to get herself to an upright base.
Going to the midsection, trying to extricate herself here, does.
Putting some distance between her and her opponent. And once more, oh!
Hit that fall away slam. But only able to get two.
Christina Marie, all of the effort from kicking out of the offense of Queen Bee to then able to finally get some offense of her own. All of this taking extreme effort for the courageous one, as both competitors are now making their way back to their feet.
And I think Christina needed to hit that fall-away slam almost as much for her own psyche as it was to do damage to Queen Bee. It's the third time she went for it, and she was finally able to connect. Crossbody off the second.
Christina Marie firing off any offense she can, able to get that cross body on Queen Bee.
Head of steam out of the corner, elevated, lands on the apron. Blocks that right hand and hits one of her own.
Now Christina Marie driving the shoulder through the midsection of Queen Bee off the ropes, able to duck that blow. Diving back elbow, and now the cover! Christina Marie!
Oh, again, only two. All that momentum off the ropes with that back elbow connecting flush. Dropping Queen Bee in the middle, but again, only able to get two.
Christina Marie has to be racking her brain at this point. What more can she do? What more is it going to take? Oh no, picking up Queen Bee, but Queen Bee shaking her head no, trying to plant herself, slammed hard by Christina Marie. Christina gets the shoulders down, looking to cover. Almost looked like a muscle spasm from Queen Bee, but it was a kick out.
Yeah, and I don't think you can really understand how difficult executing a maneuver like that is this deep into the matchup. Christina Marie taking so much punishment, not at her peak physically as she may have been at the start of this matchup, but to get someone the size of Queen Bee up like that took a tremendous effort, but right now finds herself in a dangerous position. Back suplex and a cover.
Now the cover. Oh! Dangerously close for the courageous one, but a kick out nonetheless. Brooke V, the Queen Bee, looks like some of the wind got taken out of her sails.
Yeah, I think she thought that was going to be enough right there, but now back to talking some junk.
It really is such a cerebral game of Queen Bee and absolutely decks Christina Marie, but Christina Marie fires back with a shot of her own.
Yeah, Christina Marie does not want to stand there and slug with Queen Bee.
But she will if she has to. If the match comes to that, if it comes to blows, Christina Marie will not back down.
Right where credit's due, but
oh! Spear! That's the bee sting from Queen Bee! Can she put her away? That's it!
Winner of this match, Queen Bee!
Hell of an effort by Christina Marie, but Queen Bee just too much for her to handle.
Honestly, the fact that Christina Marie survived as long as she did is a testament to her strength and determination. But standing strong and proud in the center of the ring, Queen Bee, you got to imagine what kind of message this sends to the locker room at Women's Wrestling Army.
In our next hidden gem, up-and-comer Heather Reckless makes a daring Women's Wrestling Army debut as part of our Warrior Fan Fest taping. But she's got ferocious competition stacked against her in the form of the lucha baddie, Miranda Alizé.
It's going to be women's division action and two hot young stars on the rise making buzz. And Veda, with this matchup with both athletes, I think the key for them these past several months has certainly been momentum.
I wouldn't disagree with that at all, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give a little bit of an edge to Heather Reckless tonight because she is Chicago proud. This is a hometown crowd for her. They're used to seeing her, and they are behind her, I'm sure, 100%. And, of course, this is an offering from Women's Wrestling Army. You're going to want to check that out on social media, as well as all the Warrior Wrestling socials, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. Please follow us everywhere.
WarriorWrestling.net for all the hot news. As we are about to meet the opponent of Heather Reckless in this one-on-one opening bout.
Well, Joe, you see it right there, the Lucha Baddie. And although I said that I thought that Heather Reckless would have the crowd behind her, Miranda Alizé doesn't care who she has behind her.
The Lucha Baddie.
Well, what I think makes Miranda Alizé so dangerous is that hybrid style. She lived in Mexico for a number of years, training there. She's competed throughout the United States, certainly Shimmer on down, Stardom in Japan. There's really nothing that Miranda can't do.
If she takes on anyone, anywhere, and like you said, Joe, that is what makes her so dangerous. She also has the experience edge on Heather Reckless as well.
Studied under Booker T for a time. From what I understand, we've seen both these athletes on AEW Dark. We saw Miranda as a part of the Ring of Honor Women's Championship Tournament in the recent past, as the bell officially sounds underway. And I think the women's division here in Warrior Wrestling is certainly, in my estimation, pretty up in the air, because we saw the retirement from independent wrestling of Thunder Rosa a number of months ago, and Athena has really ascended to that throne in a major way. The one athlete that Thunder Rosa couldn't beat in her reign, and now when it comes to the contenders list, we've seen, unfortunately, I'm sorry for saying this name so early and ruining the mood, Frank the Clown involve himself and signed to some one-day contracts, you know, spend as little money as possible to try to get the likes of AKA and Janai Kai, and they were unsuccessful. Many would say because of Frank. Where do you stand on that issue?
Well, I think that Frank is his own worst enemy, as well as everyone's worst enemy. But I have to imagine that, and I will say this to his credit, Frank the Clown is extremely calculating. You have to imagine he is watching matches like this, like Miranda Alizé versus Heather Reckless, to look for his next client to sign to one of these one-night Athena bounty contracts.
Yeah.
Because Athena isn't here. Athena is not here tonight. And the contendership for her title is really up for grabs at this point.
Maybe because Athena's not here. Maybe Frank the Clown's out stalking her. Have you seen social media? It seems every time Athena pops up in AEW, whether it's in Las Vegas, whether it's all over, Frank's in the front row posting videos and chastising her. What's wrong with him?
I don't know. I have a feeling he could be lurking somewhere here as well. He's everywhere and he's nowhere at once.
He's one of those kind of people, when he's around, he just kind of break out in hives and sense it.
If I'm Frank the Clown, though, and I am watching this match, I am definitely thinking that there is potential here for someone to take on our women's champion. Right now, at Miranda Alizé with the advantage, but Heather Reckless trying to trip her up.
Well, I think Heather Reckless has always been a bit of an overachiever. And you can tell by her stature, she's never the tallest, she's never the biggest, but she brings a lot of heart and a lot of energy and a lot of determination. She calls herself the Devil's Little Princess. So certainly there is an evil and a mischievous side underneath what might be a little bit of an unassuming exterior if you don't know Heather that well.
Reverse head scissors. And I spoke to Heather earlier today, and she was very sweet about it, but she said, you know, my name is Reckless, and that means I'm reckless with my body, so I don't care what happens to yours. And that is dark and threatening, and we're seeing it right now.
And with that comes a fearlessness in how she competes, and the fact that you really don't know what to prepare for, because Heather could pull off things like this.
Yeah, you're seeing a high-risk cross-body right into a cover. And Miranda, okay, there's that. This is where I would say that veteran smart is coming in, because Miranda almost got pinned there for the 3 count, and instead of staying in the ring, has rolled to the outside, giving herself, she said timeout, giving herself a little bit of a break here.
Yeah, and Miranda, I mean, she beelined out of that ring, practically rammed her own body into the guardrail. So I think Miranda could sense some impending doom. And to your point, she is well seasoned in all different styles and knew to get out of harm's way, but the chase is on. Heather Reckless does not want to give up that momentum. And Miranda, being elusive yet abusive, through the ropes. And if the boot wasn't bad enough, the landing made it all that worse.
Miranda Alizé. I wasn't sure. I was waiting to see if she was going to bring Heather back into the ring, and absolutely not. She's taking the fight to the outside now, using the guardrails as a weapon.
And if you notice, Veda, Heather was sent sternum first into the top of that guardrail. And I think more so than anything else, that's going to affect the breathing of Heather Reckless, which, you know, with the breathing comes, you know, so many other things with that. I mean, your speed, your mobility, your ability to even, you know, fight back.
Oh!
Hard shot.
And as much as Heather Reckless talked about how she is reckless with her safety in her body, Miranda Alizé is scrappy. You said she's trained in Mexico, she's fought all over the world, and I would think that this is someplace that she feels very at home. She brought the fight to the outside, and now she is taking it to Heather Reckless. Oh my goodness.
Well, I think one of Miranda's biggest gifts, biggest perks, and what she brings is that just unbridled physicality and some confidence as well. A little Barry Horowitz pat on the back, perhaps. As referee keeping mindful of the count. And that was an impact that you couldn't just hear but feel throughout this gymnasium.
And truly, it's not often we see matches end in a count out here in Warrior, but at this point, like, they are really, really playing with the count here, and they seem more than happy to keep the fight on the outside.
Well, I like the fact that the referees have leeway here, and if there's a way to have a decisive winner and loser, that's what we're going to give you. But, you know, you're right. Sometimes you have to draw that line. We saw, wait, there's a cover here from Miranda. Heather.
Well, yeah, Miranda dumped Heather back in the ring and went for a cover.
Remember, a few months ago, we saw count out in one of the Lucha Championship matchups. I believe that was Sam Adonis and Lince Dorado. And that was, in the eyes of many, by design of Sam Adonis, as a way to protect that championship. So, you know, it's not without precedence here in Warrior Wrestling, but certainly we're giving you everything we can to make sure we have definitive conclusions to these matchups in such a historic, again, wrestling weekend. We have a packed crowd here in the Malcolm X College. Packed crowd will be across the street in the United Center tonight for a pay-per-view, but forget about those other doorways, because we stepped through that prohibited threshold to give you Warrior 24 live on pay-per-view.
Heather Reckless rolling through.
That's that nimble nature, but man, Miranda with a clubbing blow right to the back of the head.
For the past 5 minutes or so, every time that Heather Reckless has managed to create even a small opening for herself, Miranda Alizé has just slammed it shut as soon as possible. So dominant.
Yeah, and with that experience comes that resourcefulness.
And you know, we mentioned Frank the Clown scouting, but if I'm Athena, if I'm the Warrior Women's Champion, I have eyes on matches like this too, because you have to imagine that with showings like this, it is only a matter of time before we see someone like Miranda Alizé challenging for the Warrior Women's Championship. Oh no, she's got Heather's finger in that turnbuckle, and it was trapped, and Miranda, it looked like she just stomped on her fingertip. Joe, you know what it's like if you get your finger, you know, stuck in a door or something like that.
Oh yeah. And that's a pain that stays with you for the duration. There's a deep hook of both legs. And Miranda getting a little impatient with the official. You know, it only takes 1 or 2 wins sometimes to really make your way here in Warrior, or 1 or 2 losses before it's a long time before we see you again. It's such a competitive field, and Veda, well, Miranda hung up on that top ring cable. You know, you've been here all afternoon, as have I. We've had some special bonus matchups, courtesy of the Women's Wrestling Army. Yes. Bobby Cruz and Maria Canellas here, and presiding over many of that. So you know, Veda, there's a lot of hungry young talent who would love to have these spots right here.
Miranda was going for a a slingshot, and Heather Reckless met her, and then a code breaker off the ropes.
And did you see the landing of Miranda? Very awkward. Almost, landed the top of her body facing head first. There was no way she could brace her fall or her landing.
But Joe, as you mentioned, we filmed some matches for Women's Wrestling Army prior to this show. You're seeing a sampling of it right now, live on Fight. But for the rest of that content, you're going to want to check out Women's Wrestling Army, subscribe, and watch all of it.
Yeah, and all of those athletes were hungry and determined because they're thinking to themselves, why isn't it me wrestling Miranda? Why isn't it me wrestling Heather? And they wanted to prove something, and I feel like we're going to see a number of those athletes on a lot of the future Warrior Wrestling pay-per-views moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, it's no secret that Chicago is women's wrestling territory. Oh, and right now it's Miranda Alizé territory, 100%.
And Heather Reckless keeps up with Miranda. I think Reckless would have a speed advantage. Miranda tries to switch directions, that caught with the back elbow.
And you notice that Heather Reckless, she ricochets off the middle rope, Rey Mysterio style, really using her height to an advantage. Or her lack of height, I should say. Oh, Miranda got caught. Oh, a backdrop driver with the leg trap.
Yeah, unique and innovative. You can see that urgency on the face of Heather Reckless. Last time we saw Miranda here, it was against Sky Blue, another Chicago native, at Warrior 19. Miranda would love to be more consistent, but it comes down to the wins. We'll see if Heather Reckless can rally. Oh, submission attempt. And Veda, check out that ring positioning.
Yes, Miranda is positioned in the middle of the ring. Our official is checking on her. Miranda is dragging herself by the elbows to try to get to the ropes.
And debating tapping the whole way. Can she make it in time before the body gives out? Just barely. And Heather making liberal use of the 5 count.
Heather Reckless, she looks a little frustrated, and so many times, Joe, you've seen it. That's where things can fall apart for you. If you let your emotions get ahead of you, you're going to miss something like the Lucha Baddie coming out with a rake to the eyes and a ripcord into a huge knee. Oh, Heather's out on her feet.
Yeah. Miranda looking to take advantage. Oh, man. Came up with a knee, and Heather Reckless.
She has gone to sleep.
Just, collapses, and no, that's not enough. And Miranda may be the most shocked individual in the entire building.
Oh, Miranda, I'm right there with you. I'm making that same face here on commentary. I thought that was it for sure, and now Miranda Alizé rolling into a crossface submission.
That's the Miranda Rights. Miranda Rights cinched in, and again, the ring positioning is key. Heather has no, rolls her over. Oh, shoulders were trapped for 2 and change. And Heather with a stunner. Miranda, lucha pass designed to build momentum to capitalize potentially like this, countering the Tijeras. Ouch. But couldn't counter the counter. Miranda landed high.
Yeah, they went back and forth, and eventually Miranda was just planted.
Right in her neck, it looked like, right?
Yeah, Heather Reckless, though, not satisfied with that. She's going up top again, moonsault, but it didn't connect.
Now, did it take too long to set up to get Miranda in position? Neckbreaker connects, and you can see that ferocity on the face of the Lucha Baddie. Caught Heather in the side of the head with a knee. And now, back to the Miranda Rights. Heather, no choice but to tap.
Your winner of the match by submission, Miranda Alizé.
Last but not least, we have a never-before-seen matchup for our final hidden gem. We've got a mix of experience levels, competitive styles, and attitudes as Chicago sweetheart Mystic Kate and your favorite Cosmic team up against the Little Blue Dragon Tootie Lynn Ramsey and the Kick Demon Janai Kai.
I'm Alyssa Marino, joined by the legendary Lenny Leonard.
It's a lot of L's there.
That is, I like alliteration.
I've taken a few L's in my time.
Well, someone that is not looking to pick up an L tonight, Missa Kate, Chicago sweetheart.
They don't seem to like her very much, though.
How very maybe Chicagoan up now? You can see.
This tag team match is set for one fall, a 20-minute time limit. Team number one, the team of Missa Kate and
Cosmic here representing Battle Club Pro, based out of the Northeast, New York, New Jersey. And I gotta say, very similar attitudes. Kind of the mean mug, sort of surly.
Attitude's the key word right there, 100%. Two young women with very large personalities. I guess it's a nice way of putting it.
Oh, how will they contend as a team? That is certainly what we are going to see
it's two
tonight.
strong personalities. How do they coexist? To my knowledge, first time they've ever teamed up. So it will be interesting. Competing out of St. Louis, Missouri, Judy Lindsay.
Judy Lynn Ramsey, such an impressive competitor. In her career has gotten some incredible opportunities competing at NWA Empower.
Yeah, under the learning tree of Davey Richards, a heck of a competitor in his own right. He's traveled the world, been successful, so she has got the right people showing her the ropes, and the sky's the limit for this kid. And then what can you say about her partner, who really likes to kick people a lot? Her partner, competing out of Washington, D.C., the kick demon, Janai Kai.
I got a chance to speak with Judy Lynn about this matchup. She said that fans, herself, and her tag team partner were all so looking forward to the two of them teaming up. And Women's Wrestling Army gave them a platform to do it. Very excited to see the cohesion between the Little Blue Dragon and the Kick Demon.
Two, again, like-minded athletes, mixed martial arts background for both these women. Expert level strikers. So it will be interesting to see how well they can gel as a team. I think when you got two teams of young women who have never teamed together, whichever one of those two are going to have the best gelling inside the ring, they're going to have the best chance of success.
Absolutely, no doubt about that. Judy Lynn Ramsey with that control over the wrist of Cosmic. Cosmic, who calls herself your favorite.
Well, yeah, that's let's clarify. It's like the papal we your. Like it's a lot of people. It's not my your.
For sure, of course. But when you're someone that's used to being the favorite, someone that's used to having all eyes on you, how do you work in a team?
I would know nothing
you
about
would know,
that.
well, we're going to see if Cosmic show. Oh! Taken down to the mat by Judy Lynn. Cosmic is reeling, and in the corner, Judy Lynn barreling in with a huge high kick. Snapmare down the mat.
Showing that athletic ability very quickly here, going for a cover.
Looking to end it, but Cosmic able to keep this match going.
Hey, you don't get paid by the hour in there. You get in, you get the W, you get out as quickly as possible. That's the goal
Tag.
every single time.
Janai Kai now, legal competitor for her team. Ooh.
I really like the confidence we're seeing out of Janai here.
And I love the cohesion as well.
You know, Kai's still very, very early on in her career as well. Not exactly what you'd call a veteran, but starting to get a lot more, experience and confidence. And literally staring Missa Kate down as she delivered every one of those kicks to the back of Cosmic.
There's something. Oh, wait. Oh, Missa Kate, I don't think
I've
that's
seen that
how
movie.
It works. Oh, but able to duck the leg sweep. Now caught. Kick of her own is Missa Kate. Missa Kate. Oh, no. Having it. I don't think Missa Kate took too kindly to that. Missa Kate is someone who's prided herself and said, I don't need to show my assets, but now being lit up by Janai Kai.
A flurry of violence from the Kick Demon.
The Kick Demon sparing no violence. Tag made. In comes Judy Lynn. tag team opponents. Swept up once more by Janai Kai. Levels Missa Kate, and now Tootie Lynn with a double stomp. Missa Kate being covered, but able to kick out.
Oh, this is my new favorite tag team in the entire world.
Wow.
Oh my God, give me them versus FTR tomorrow.
We'll take it. Missa Kate reeling and clutching onto those ropes to trying to get some respite. Oh, but now sending Tootie Lynn with a glancing blow into the ropes.
Yeah, the forehead bouncing right off that bottom cable.
Missa Kate faced Tootie Lynn at NWA and faced Janai Kai very early on in both of their careers. And now Tootie Lynn on the receiving end of some stomps from Kate.
This is not the part of the ring you want to find yourself in.
Dangerous territory is now Cosmic laying in some boots of her own to the Little Blue Dragon.
Another tag.
Made. Gotta say, for two big personalities, that's the nice way we're saying it. Cover from Missa Kate. I'm impressed with the cohesion and the fluidity between Cosmic and Kate.
Well, I'm impressed with the fact that Missa Kate was able to absorb the kind of punishment that Kai and Tootie Lynn had passed on and was able to still get back in this fight. There's a cover and a kick out.
Missa Kate, personality and attitude to the point she was blowing a kiss at Janai Kai in the corner. Really is Chicago's sweetheart.
Not lacking in confidence whatsoever. And again, staring down Janai Kai while punishing Ramsey here.
Missa Kate, definitely a foul-mouthed tomboy, but shows so much heart and so much resilience. Oh no, and now distracting the referee, having our official check her obviously non-existent injuries. Tootie Lynn
getting worked over in the corner by Cosmic. Oh, jeez.
Big kick takes down Tootie Lynn. Missa Kate got the cover. Tootie Lynn kicks out. Tootie Lynn, we talk about the importance, that indomitable fighting spirit of Tootie Lynn hanging on in this matchup, as now Missa Kate trying to squeeze the life out of the Little Blue Dragon.
And Janai getting this crowd going, trying to urge Tootie on here. She's caught in that rear naked choke a long way from her corner, but
now shifting the leverage.
Used her body weight to get that pinning attempt.
Oh, absolutely antagonizing her opponent, Missa Kate. Now Tootie Lynn gets some back elbows, forcing some separation.
And now the grounded pound.
Absolutely ferocious is Tootie Lynn.
Tootie's got to make a tag here as quickly as possible. Oh. High kick from Missa.
Now, with it.
There's a tag, and again, you got Tootie Lynn Ramsey in the wrong corner as Cosmic now comes in and goes right back on the offense.
Janai Kai forced to look on as her tag team partner takes the brunt of this offense from Missa Kate, and now Cosmic. Again, cutting off that air supply and absolutely wrenching Tootie Lynn like a rag doll. Tootie Lynn, though, making her way back to her feet.
Showing some fight, but gotta make that tag.
And a kick to separate. And Janai Kai comes in against Cosmic. But now Missa Kate swept up from underneath. Straight into the turnbuckle. Janai Kai absolutely releasing strike after strike. Missa Kate now folded headfirst onto the mat. Janai Kai priming up her opponents who are scrambling.
Calling timeout. There's no timeouts.
Oh, and the chaos kicks. Laying into both Missa Kate and Cosmic. Oh! Huge blow to the face of Cosmic. The hook of the leg, and Missa Kate was right there.
Yeah, bad positioning, unfortunately, for Janai Kai. Went for the immediate cover, which you should do, but just bad luck to have Missa Kate right there to break it up.
Missa Kate thrown into the ropes, able to duck that clothesline. Big boot lays out Kai, but Tootie Lynn with the driving knee. Cosmic.
Exploder from Cosmic. Dumps Tootie on the back of her dome.
Janai Kai with those back elbows. Oh, and another chop to the chest. Missa Kate now wrenching at the hair of Janai Kai.
Oh, boot to the face.
And that's what you get. Knocked clear off the apron by Tootie Lynn. That tornado kick takes out Cosmic. Janai Kai with the cover. And that's it.
Winners of the match, the team of Janai Kai and Tootie Lynn Vincent.
Well, definitely there were some very strong personalities in the mix, but as cohesive as they were, Missa Kate and Cosmic could not contend with the little blue dragon and the kick demon.
You can catch us all the time on demand at Pro Wrestling TV. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at W Wrestling Army.
My friends, thank you so much for joining us for a peek at these hidden gems. Catch us back here on Pro Wrestling TV and keep your eyes peeled for brand new episodes of Women's Wrestling Army coming your way very soon.